Welcome to Aiken Business Matters, and I am really pleased today to finally we've tried for a couple of weeks, but we finally got a new friend of mine on, Dexter Price. Dexter is the owner of Aiken Personnel Services, and he's located at 327 Hampton Avenue. I believe that's right, isn't it?
That is.
And he has with him one of his associates, Jessica Quiller. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And we're just delighted to have you here. And like I said, we've tried this for a month to get you together.
Yeah, we have.
But he's such a busy man, so it works that way. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
First of all, I just want our audience to hear a little bit about who you folks are. Tell us a little bit about your give us a bio, kind of.
Okay. Well, my name is Dexter Price, as you just said. Born and raised in Aiken, graduated of Aiken High, spent a little time up in Clemson, came home, and somehow over a summer got into the real estate business.
Wow.
Did real estate for about 6 years, and as time went on, got to know people, got more involved in the community, and just decided, well, want to diversify and also find a way to be able to help people. So what better way to do that than get into the staffing industry? And here I am today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. And you are one of
Five boys.
One of the 5 boys. I was going to say that. So, which one were you?
I am the baby.
You're the baby.
Youngest. Yes, sir.
So you're mom and dad's favorite then?
Well, I guess it depends on the day, I guess.
When we get 5 brothers and sisters, or no sisters, but just 5 brothers.
Yeah.
I had nothing but sisters, or
Wow.
one sister and no brothers, so I don't know what that's like.
That's awesome.
And I grew up with one sister and a bunch of girl cousins, so you had the opposite.
Yeah.
You were all boys growing up there. Jessica, how about you?
I'm not originally from Aiken. I'm from Charlotte. We moved here when I was a freshman in high school. My dad actually sat on the chamber. He worked out at the site for quite a while. I also went to Aiken High, graduated in 2000. I worked in food and beverage for about 15 years. And once I had my third child, I stayed at home for a while. And Dexter called me one day and asked me if I wanted to come and help him with this. And so here I am.
Well, that's great. I tell you, the one thing that you both share is that just from meeting you and having an opportunity to interact, you both are people. You enjoy being around people and you enjoy working with people. And one thing that our folks will learn as we go on today is that both of you enjoy helping other people, and that's really paramount to everything that you do, especially in the personnel business. So, Dexter, tell us, give us a little bit about how you actually started this staffing agency.
Well, going back to my previous response, I was in the real estate field for 6 years, and I have extremely low turnover with all of my rentals. And as time goes on, you get to know a lot of your tenants. They become somewhat like family to you. You get to know their birthdays, just little things that's going on in their lives. And through that conversation over the years, started realizing that people are really looking for gainful employment. But at times, we don't know what we don't know, in a sense. So they were having trouble in interviews and really achieving the upward mobility that they were looking for. So one day I was talking with one of my tenants, and he was talking about a job interview that just went bad and how his son was having trouble keeping the job. And I went home and it just bothered me. So I thought to myself, what can I do about this, and how can I offer something to make a difference? Well, decided to open up a staffing agency. But as we built our model and developed our model, we really decided to put an emphasis on training, because people just don't know what they don't know. But the way to counter that is to train them well, and they're able to do a little bit more than they could beforehand.
Jessica, are you involved in the training part of it at all?
Yes, sir. I actually handle the training. We just started our first training class this week.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We're focusing right now on soft skills, things that will help our candidates be as professional as possible whenever they do go out into their new job. Once they go through the first week, which is mainly professionalism and our introduction and us kind of getting to know them with a series of assessments to figure out what their skills are, what their existing skills are, then we try to place them in a specific job, and then we do give them specific training before we send them out.
So you really try to match people with the right
Exactly.
position.
Get personal with them,
And-
get to know them, what their
and-
goals are.
Right, and hone their skills so that they're successful when they go into it.
Exactly.
Right.
Life-sustaining careers, and put them in positions where they will not only survive, but they will thrive in those positions.
Yes.
Well, I think that those are, key elements to do it, and it certainly sounds like you've got a very logical approach to going into this. Knowing what you both have been through in so far as your professions, I know that customer service is a big part of that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially in the real estate business, because I'm sure that I know the last time I was buying a house that I called my realtor day and night, weekends, holidays, things like that, as things came up.
Yeah.
So you have to really have good soft skills, don't you?
You really do. I mean, one thing I learned, especially being in the rental business, that character and integrity are everything. You have to say what you mean and mean what you say. When those repairs come up at night, or whenever a tenant calls you and tells you that they need something fixed, when you say you're going to get it done, it needs to be done by then. You always have to hold yourself accountable, but those things really play well into the staffing world too, because you learn to be a man or a woman of your word. And I mean, character counts.
Right.
Yeah.
I think today customer service is underrated
Oh, yeah.
by a lot of employers. It seems like it's taken a secondary position to process and speed.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. So I'm glad to see that you're emphasizing the customer service part of it in your training process.
Yeah.
Your reputation. I was just thinking about this as you were going through this, and I saw both of you smiling when you were talking about the character part. But really, these people, when they go out to take these positions, they're a reflection of you guys, aren't they?
Exactly. We were actually, our motto in the office is, and especially whenever we're talking to our clients, we treat your business like our business depends on it.
Really?
Because it does.
How about that?
It really does. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm glad to see that, because you have to take that personal ownership when you're dealing with people's lives, don't you?
Yes.
For sure.
I know in the corporate world, I was involved in training for a number of years, and I got this sense of pride whenever somebody would go through the training and they did well, and you know that as the days went on, that when you went over things, you could see that light come on.
Oh, yeah.
And they got it. They really understood what it was all about. And when they leave, you almost feel like a papa, don't you? Or a mama. You're proud. You're sending them out to do things, but probably, and I did gather this. It really, when you were talking about people being able to have upward mobility in the things that they were doing, you had a big smile on your face, and you also reflected that too. That it's a personal satisfaction in seeing people be able to be the best that they can be.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's a tried statement, and you hear it a lot, but being able to be the best you can be takes a lot of hard work.
It does.
And it takes a lot of planning, and you folks certainly look like you have a nice planning model designed for these people. So these people are getting, and I say these people, the people that you're having through the training and the people that you're going to send them out to are getting, both sides are really getting good customer service from you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then an added benefit is that we've formed a partnership with Megiddo Dream Station.
Okay.
And their program, I mean, it's phenomenal. Actually, Jessica's a Megiddo graduate.
Yes.
And the skills that they teach in regard to the life skills, the soft skills in regard to communication, job etiquette, project management, time management, they're phenomenal. And to be able to pull from their, their pool of graduates, wow. I mean, they're phenomenal. Out of 251 graduates, 241 of them are working, and they all retain employment. I mean, you can't ask for a better program to partner with, and Kay's doing a phenomenal job with the guys.
I've known her for many years, and she is a tremendous person, but she really puts her heart into it.
She does.
And I know Norm Dunnigan sits on the board of directors, and Norm's always telling me what's going on down that way.
Yeah.
It's there are a lot of people that really have put a lot of time and effort, personal time and effort. They've invested in it to make other people's lives better and enhance their lives and their opportunities. So it's a great thing. And being able to take some of those same principles and incorporate it into what you're doing is a marvelous thing. It really is. tell me what areas are you marketing your services to? Any particular type of businesses that you want to people to know that you have staffing available for?
Yeah.
Okay. We have our markets include right now clerical, construction, food and beverage, light industrial, and we do seasonal as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you cover a lot of
Areas. I mean, we're not going to turn down business.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that. You know,
So-
those are just our specialties
So
right
people,
now.
if they have a need, they should talk to
Yeah.
you
Of
first,
course.
and I know that you'd be upfront with them and say, hey, we can help you with that, or
Right.
you know,
We can refer you.
we can refer you, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Definitely,
It really is,
definitely.
because your opportunities, and as you grow, you're going to have add to your different
Our pool.
Of course,
pool
of
of
course.
resources. Absolutely.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But that's the main thing is being able for people to understand what you can do and what you can't do up
Yeah,
front.
exactly.
Right.
What has been your biggest challenge so far?
I would say initially really building our model and finding ways to firstly identify people's strengths, but also identifying their weaknesses and being able to build upon that. Because whenever you're able to look inward and identify your weaknesses, then you have something that you can work on. So really developing a model that's engaging, that's interesting, that makes people want to go through that 4 weeks of grueling training with no pay and to really commit to us, because we're going to be just as committed as they are to us. If they're willing to go through the 4 weeks, we're going to commit to each person that walks through the door. They're not just a number to us. And I mean, initially it's challenging to tell people, hey, you need to work on this. This is something you can build upon. But over time, once you're able to look inward and critique self and work on self, you become a better person over time. So.
We make it very clear that we're not there to judge them. We're just trying to help them. And it's in no way condescending or, you know, well, you're just not, you know, we just build on what they already have.
Yeah.
Do you have personal one-on-one meetings with them as they go through their process?
Yes, as they do their assessments, we sit down and talk to them about, you know, what their scores are and if that's in line with where their goals are, you know, what exactly that they want to do.
When you have a new candidate that you're working with, training, what's the number one question they ask you?
How much you guys pay?
It's always the money, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the thing. You know, and the reality of it is, it's all about economics. It is.
Yeah. But whenever you're able to get in a position that you're going to thrive in, it won't just be about the money anymore. And that's the thing. Whenever we're able to identify their skill set and just really find a perfect match for them, that it's not so much about the money, because they're going to do a good job and the money will come over time. And as they gain that understanding, then they're able to grow and develop in such a way that it's just phenomenal to see the result.
I've seen people over the years that were in jobs that when I talked to them, their skill sets were so much greater than what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it was always interesting to me to say, how did you end up doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
And why aren't you doing what you were trained to do?
Yeah.
And the answer to me was, I've trained to do that. I didn't find it fulfilling.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this and I love what I'm doing, even though I could be making more money in another field.
Yeah.
So people want to do things that make them self-fulfilled, have happy lives, and enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we're trying to help them find.
Yeah.
They have to be willing to be honest with themselves as well, though.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of try to
There's
grow from there.
There's an old saying in the business world that used to be that if you find a happy employee, then you find a happy customer.
Right.
Ooh, that's very true.
That is.
Because people, you know, if they get that sense of, you know, hey, I really enjoy working with that. Don't you gravitate to businesses that make you feel good?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
course.
You know, I go into a place, you know, like a barbershop, you know, guys go into barbershops. You and I don't need to go as much as most of them do. But anyway, yours is by choice, mine's not. But, you know, it's nice when you go in and they know who you are and, you know, you sit down, you don't have to explain what you want done, and, you know, it's there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it gives you a good feeling. The same thing true with any other business. When you go in they take the time to learn how you are or who you are, and to make you feel good, even if they don't know your name. If at least they give you that recognition. I recognize you. I'm
Right.
acknowledging you and saying, "Hey, I'm glad you stopped in today."
What's the name of, what's that TV show? Cheers?
Yeah, oh,
Sometimes
Cheers,
you
yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
go, where everybody knows your
Yeah, hey
name.
Norm. That's right.
Yeah, and they're always glad you came.
That's
I mean,
right, yeah.
But it's so true and it's profound, but it's true. Energy is something that vibrates off of you. I mean, you can feel it, and whenever you're walking in, that you really feel that good energy whenever you're walking into a business, and it's magnetic, it's contagious. So
Right.
that's awesome.
Well, if I'm a prospective employer and I call you and I find out what you're doing, I'm going to feel really good about the client base that you're sending me,
Yeah.
the prospective employees that you're sending me, knowing that they've gone through that you have made sure that they bring these things that you've talked about with them.
Oh yeah.
And it just kind of takes the mystique out of an employee, because when you hire somebody or when you bring somebody in, you're taking a gamble.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting most of the time, because I found over the years there are a lot of people that are great interviewers. They're great interviews,
Yes.
but when it comes to the output, the work performance, it's not always what it should be.
Yeah.
So you kind of take that mystery out of it for an employer, don't you?
Yeah, and we make sure that each employee finds the value in themselves. That way they're able to add that value to wherever they're placed.
I think when people have a sense of ownership in what they're doing, and you're really giving them an opportunity to not only grow into a job, but to grow personally and professionally, that's something you cannot put a price tag on. I mean, you can have all the degrees in the world, but if you don't have the soft skills, if you don't have the people skills, if you don't have the understanding of how to put it all in play, it's all lost.
Yeah, you're right.
But it sounds like the opportunities are there for people that really want to, and that's what you're giving people, is an opportunity.
Oh yeah.
And I think that once people understand what you're all about, they're going to enjoy that. What areas do you service? Do you have a limit?
For now, we're focusing on the local areas, so the CSRA is what
Right.
we service. We're going to start in Aiken and really build our model here, but we're looking at going into just all throughout the CSRA: Augusta, Barnwell, Edgefield, anywhere. And
So somewhere within an hour's driving radius
Yeah.
of Aiken, something like that?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
great. What makes you different than other staffing agencies?
I would definitely say our training model.
Training
Okay.
model.
Yeah, I mean, most times when you go into a staffing agency, you'll go and fill out an application, you take your drug test, they put you on a job, that's it. And you don't know whether or not you're gonna like it. And the goal whenever we're staffing is to increase productivity and reduce turnover. So we don't want somebody that's gonna go out to your job site or to your business and in a couple of weeks they decide, I don't like it, I'm gonna quit. We want somebody that's gonna get out there and they know beforehand what they're walking into, they're excited about it, they know that they have the strengths and they're well trained to do the job. So training would be what makes us different. I don't think any other staffing agency focuses on training or pulls from Megiddo. Megiddo is such a great
Yes,
source.
knowledge is power.
Yeah.
We want them to feel confident and that they know what they're doing before they get there, and that, we've laid everything out for them.
Yeah.
And it's more personal. It's not just, oh, you're just a number.
Yeah.
We're just, gonna send you out there. We don't know anything about you. We didn't take the time to sit down with you. We just say, hey, here's a job. Go do this. So we want to make it more personal.
You've spent a lot of time putting this model together, haven't you?
We have.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very well thought out. I don't know anybody else that's doing things on the level that you folks are doing. And the amazing part of it is that how long has your agency been together? How long have you been working together?
We've been here for a year now.
Okay.
And really got down to the fine tuning of the model over the past 6 months. We initially went in, like I was telling you, just focusing on training, but then with Megiddo added to the picture and the lessons that we've learned just from immersing ourselves into their program and seeing how we just don't know what we don't know at times, and building upon that really has done a lot for our model over the past 6 months. It's been amazing.
Well, success breeds success. So you're
Yeah.
taking a successful model and implementing the things that you see that are beneficial to
Yeah.
your business model, and you've created out of that your own business model, and you've made it yours.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how proud I am to see that in Aiken. Young folks that are starting, the millennials that are starting their own businesses. That's one thing we hope to highlight here on Aiken Business Matters, because, you know, youth is our future. You know, we see new businesses coming about. We always see new technologies are great, but you have to have new innovations to go with that technology and the use of that. How has technology changed how the staffing business is operating?
For us, it's enhanced it. Each client and employee is able to go online, first of all, submit their resume, but we also have a candidate dashboard and an employer dashboard that they're able to use. And the candidates will be able to go in, check their schedule, and in our model, you have to let us know 3 hours beforehand if you can't make it to work, and then we'll send a QCC out. A QCC stands for Quality Control Coordinator.
Okay.
So let's say somebody's sick and they can't show up, well, that QCC is already trained and ready to go and can fill that position. So it takes the headache away from the employer. And they're able to go online and do that. I mean, even the our website, it's mobile friendly, so it functions as an app, and no matter where you're at, you're able to do that. And even with an employer or our client, they're able to go and request an employee if they need somebody for a day. For example, in the F&B or the food and beverage industry, if they have a rush and, you know, they're calling around to try to get more employees and they can't get somebody in, well, they can go on aikenpersonnelservices.com, request some staff, and we'll try to get one of our QCCs out within the hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you what, for an employer that needs people during the cold and flu season,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, and I don't know how you've seen it, but boy, everywhere I go, people have people out sick right
Yeah.
now. There's
really?
a lot of it
Yes.
going around.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate. It hasn't hit us yet.
Well, you have to stay well because you got to keep people out
We
there in
do.
the workplace.
Exactly,
We do.
exactly.
That's very cool. You really have a working business model now. You're up running fast. How have you marketed yourself?
We've been spending a lot of time getting involved. We've been doing a lot of community things, really finding ways to engage people, even with the Northside Improvement Partnership, just working with some of the people that help to volunteer and figuring out a way to identify what's going on, what are the needs in the community, but also in regard to marketing, just going to different businesses and sitting in. I mean, most times when we go to do a bid or to speak with a client, we like to do a tour. We like to immerse ourselves in their business and treat it as our own. So I think the marketing is really in the relationships, because we just form relationships with each business that we work with.
We also are going to be at a job fair
March the 10th.
March 10th
Oh,
at
wow.
the
Yeah.
Okay.
Graniteville Armory.
Yeah.
It's from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
So that'll
What?
help us reach out to the community.
Yeah.
People come down and see us.
That's for the veterans, actually.
Yes.
Brandon Upson, who's our Chief Operating Officer, served in Iraq, and really, veterans have a special place in his heart. And he really,
You introduced him to me.
yeah, I did.
You sure
yeah.
did.
And we really are putting a focus on the people that have served our country and have come home, and we want to make sure we get them their due, and make sure that if they want to get back in the workforce, we're waiting for them.
Right. He and his wife just moved here from
Charleston.
Charleston. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
See, my memory's still pretty good. And his wife is in the. She's an entertainer, an actress.
Yes, she is.
And very great young couple.
Yes,
Great young couple. And
they
I'm
are.
sure that's a good addition to your group.
Oh man,
Yes.
he's phenomenal.
He's got almost as much energy as you two.
Yeah.
But he'll get there. He'll get there.
Well, I think it's Jessica's coffee that does it.
Coffee's a good thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
she's awesome.
Well, that's incredible. So
Yeah.
that you have some wonderful folks working for you there,
Yeah.
working with you
With
there.
me,
Because
yeah.
I know it's a team. You've
Yeah.
told me that.
Yeah.
And it really takes a team to do this, pull it off, and people working together. And, successful organizations have people that get along. And when you get along, you go along and you do successful things.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is we are all different. No person in the office is alike, but
No.
those skill sets, they enhance our business model. We work so well together because we all bring something different to the table. So where I may have a strength,
Sales.
yeah.
Definitely.
You've got to get him out of the shyness that he has.
I know, he's so shy. It's terrible.
And then Jessica has that strength as far as running the office, the day-to-day operations hinge on Jessica, but she does such a phenomenal job because she's able to handle that processing and deal with each thing that comes in there and keep us all on task. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better person to work with.
Good.
Yeah.
I know, talking about marketing and going out, I know that you are involved in the chamber, and I believe you're an ambassador this year, are you not?
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh man, it is awesome working with Emily, Amber, and everybody.
Yeah.
It's a ton of fun. Just getting a chance to know everybody in the community and getting back to those relationships, forming those relationships with people has just enhanced not only the business but me as a person. Really gives you an opportunity to get out of your shell, to learn more about your model, and to pull away from other people in a sense, because you meet a lot of people who have qualities that you admire, and you're able to take a little bit away just through conversation and learn a little bit about yourself. I'll tell you, even since I've joined the chamber, dealing with SCORE has been phenomenal because Hugh and Tim Beadle have done a phenomenal job with helping me to build the business model and just teaching me the ins and outs of business and how things work.
They are very, very wonderful people. I've worked with SCORE and know most of the people that are involved with SCORE, and you're talking about giving back to the community.
Oh,
These are some phenomenal individuals.
They are.
And they're like you. They love to see people bloom and blossom and really get the message that they're trying to present.
Yeah.
I don't ever do this, but I just got a text from somebody.
Who's that?
I'm going to read this text. It said, "The only thing bigger than Dexter will be to get a project done is the heart of others, his heart for others. At a young age, he is already making a difference in our city and community. It is truly exciting to watch him influence others in a positive way, and a privilege to call him a friend." You know who that came from?
Who?
Come on, guess.
Rick?
Rick Osmond, yeah.
Wow.
It was Mayor Rick. He just, I've never done that on the air before, but I said, whoa, this must be important. So, but that's a pretty nice thing to say, isn't it?
Rick's a great guy. I mean, since he and I have been able to spend all this time around each other, I mean, he's just a phenomenal guy. I love hanging out with him, and I love his spirit and his energy, his love for people. You got to appreciate it. And I really got to give him kudos because last Saturday we had a community cleanup, and for him to come out and just spend time and really involve himself in the community, it speaks volumes, and it spoke volumes to the people that live in Crosland Park.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a phenomenal guy.
I got to tell you this one story about that. He called me up that night, and he was telling me about it. And he said, "John," he said, "I was walking down there," and he said, "all of a sudden I felt a little hand grab my hand."
Oh.
Yeah.
And he said, all of a sudden there was a second little hand. He said, two of the little fellas that I'd been out there working with all day grabbed my hand. We were walking back together from whatever we were doing. He said, man, if nothing else that day touched my heart, he said it was just having that interaction with these young kids out there. So you're making a difference, not only in the lives of the adults, you're not only doing something positive for that community, but you're enhancing the lives of these little children that see things like that happen.
Yeah.
And that just touched my heart when he said that. I said, wow.
Yeah. It's a testament to God. I mean,
It
he's
is.
so good. And it's just amazing to see how he works. And once we're all on the same frequency, and he's bringing all of us together, all of his children. So.
Right. There's an old saying that I remember my granddad said this years and years ago. He said that for those who've been given much, much is required. And I think that we all are required to give back. Amen. Because we're all very blessed to be in this country.
Amen.
We all have a lot. And to see you embark on not only a new business, but to spend your off time out there in the community doing things. So it's amazing. It really is to see a young person, young people all getting together, forming a business, working it, and making an impact not only for yourself and your families, but the other families that you'll touch. So you're doing things for our community. The infrastructure of our community is going to be stronger for young folks like yourself that are starting businesses and are doing things to positively impact other lives. Because that's what really matters.
It does.
And I've heard so many people lately making statements, and I know you've heard it too when we've had some of the meetings we've had in Aiken, visioning processes and things like that, that they keep talking, and it's good to see all these diverse people coming together. And I heard several of them say it's one Aiken. It's not the north side,
Right.
it's not the south side, it's not the east, it's not the west, but it's Aiken.
Right.
We're all part of this community that we call Aiken.
Yeah.
And when we roll up our sleeves and get together, we can accomplish many, many things. When you have people like yourself that start businesses that not only just help your family, like I said before, but you impacting other lives, that's important. To give back to the community, that's important. It's a great example that you, as a young entrepreneur, and the entrepreneurs you have working with you are setting for my generation and us. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I tell you, it's a great feeling, and it's really been a pleasure. And I thank you, and I hope you'll come back again. We can share some more things
Sure.
as you go on. But thank you for joining us for Aiken Business Matters, and I hope you'll join us again next week when we'll have some more phenomenal guests for you. And thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.